What's good, y'all? It's Wealthy XP here, and this video is really coming off the back of the Xenoverse 3 leak that we had yesterday, where Bandai basically posted a playlist titled Xenoverse 3 for Dragon Ball Age 1000, the game that we were all speculating about what was it going to be. A lot of people were in denial. A lot of people were coping, saying that this game is going to be Dragon Ball Online, such as DM Gaming. I know he was really mad. He was pissed when he saw that this said Xenoverse 3. And he was just coping about it. Oh, he said even if it is Xenoverse 3, it's not the same as Xenoverse.
Even if it ends up being a Xenoverse 3, it's different, guys.
That was the biggest cope I've ever heard in my life. He basically said, yo, even if you give me $100, it's not $100 because I'm emotional and I don't want it to be. Because I'm emotional. Bro, you gotta grow up as a grown man and get out of denial, bro. You gotta admit when you're wrong, okay? If this is Xenoverse 3 and the title of the game is Xenoverse 3, it is. All right, don't sit up here and be like, it's not Xenoverse 3, even if it is Xenoverse 3, because I'm in cope, I'm a baby. Like, bro, grow up, bro. You got to be a grown man about this shit. It's Xenoverse 3, you'll be okay. Okay, don't say it's not if it's literally titled Xenoverse 3. That was the biggest cope I ever heard in my life. All right, and this video is really coming off of the back of that, and this video is about 5 things that I don't want to see brought back in Xenoverse 3. All right, now the first thing that I don't want to see back in Xenoverse 3, and all of you guys are going to agree with this, is the RNG drops, okay? You can repeat a parallel quest 20 times in Xenoverse 2 and still not get the skill or outfit you want or character you're looking for. You know, everything is random. Skills, clothes, super souls, everything. And it makes grinding feel like a slot machine, so the game kind of feels like, okay, I got to get lucky 7s for me to get what I'm trying to really get here. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that. I want to see everything targeted and everything, like all of the progression should be very intentional. It should always feel intentional, all of the progression. It should never feel like, oh, well, I'm just doing this randomized thing, and if I finish the parallel quest and I get lucky, then I'll get this option, then I'll get this thing, but if I don't, then I won't get it. No, you should always get, there should be a way to always get what you're trying to get. Maybe that's a little bit harder than the RNG way or something like that, or the other way y'all got. But there's a guaranteed method to get anything in the game. There should always be a guaranteed way to get something in the game. It should never just be a randomized set of, you know what I mean, missions and shit like that, or a randomized set of things that you gotta randomly complete and you'll get the, no. Like that always feels like you're gambling or you're playing a slot machine. Like I said, it doesn't feel like you're actually playing a game with intentional progression. That's a problem. That's one of the biggest problems about Xenoverse 3, okay? That I don't want to see brought back. That's one of the biggest problems from Xenoverse 2 that I don't want to see brought into Xenoverse 3, I should say, right? Not in Xenoverse 3, as we know so far, right? Number 2 is the terrible netcode. I mean, the netcode is awful. You have input delay, where you will literally start a combo with someone, and I think Rhymestyle actually reminded me of this yesterday, because I haven't played Xenoverse in a while in recent times, because it's just so outdated. It's too old. I can't play it. Those limit bursts and all that all those garbage cheap mechanics. I'm gonna talk about all of those too. Those mechanics are so trash. Like, those better not be in Xenoverse 3. That's mainly why I stopped playing it, because those mechanics are trash, and the game is just too old, and it's graphically very garbage looking, if we're just being honest, in 2026, right? But the terrible netcode, the input delay, you doing a combo, yeah, this is Rhymestyle had mentioned this in his video. You'll do a combo, you're hitting someone, you throw a punch, and like they're already like 10 feet away from you by the time the punch hit. Like, they done flew like 10 feet away from you or drifted like 10 feet away from you as you're doing the punch. It's such a weird ass thing, bro. And it's like, yeah, that cannot be a thing. We cannot have that input delay that Xenoverse 2 had. People will say like, oh, Xenoverse 2 had better connection than Sparking Zero. But I'm not gonna lie, Xenoverse 2 was a better game than Sparking Zero, but it didn't have better netcode. It didn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, from what Rhymestyle said, he still plays the game. There was that netcode where you could literally start a combo. You would start a combo, you would do a punch, and they would literally get like 5 feet away from you by the time the punch connected. I swear to God that would happen. That is worse than anything I've seen in recent years, netcode wise. Like, Xenoverse 2 has some of the worst netcode in anime history. I'm not gonna lie, just because of that. I'm not gonna lie, that netcode is trash. Like, I just remembered that was a thing where you could literally punch someone and they would be 5 feet away. That doesn't happen even in Sparking Zero. If you punch someone in Sparking Zero, you're punching right there. Like, they're there. They're not 5 feet away. So that needs to be improved. It needs to have better netcode than Sparking Zero too, obviously. Sparking Zero has trash netcode as well, but it's just not as bad as Xenoverse 2's netcode. Yeah, you got teleporting opponents. and not teleporting from like, not from them doing the vanishing shit, like not from them vanishing around the map. No, they're teleporting from the netcode, right? You have broken stamina breaks. So the stamina breaks will basically, I remember this was a big glitch that could happen too. It's like someone could be far away from you and do a stamina break, and it would literally like it was teleporting the stamina break to you. Like you would get hit with the stamina break across the map. You could get hit with stamina breaks across the map in Xenoverse 2 when the netcode is glitching. That can literally happen. I remember that multiple times where someone has stamina broke me and they were like on the side of me, like not right next to me, not close to me, but on the side, like far away. But they did the stamina break like animation and it connected. Okay, so yeah, the netcode is really bad in Xenoverse, right? The lag just ruins all the fights. Okay, not all of them, but it ruins a great portion of fights in the game. Number 3 is super armor bosses. Okay, these super armor bosses, and these are not really in order, I guess. I don't want to say they're all in order because like you're gonna see that some of these things I should have had higher if I was gonna put it in an order. So I kind of just want to say like they're kind of all equally things that shouldn't be in the game. All of these things should equally not be in Xenoverse 3. It's not like one of them should just like, oh, okay, it's kind of okay if that's in the game. No. It's bad if any of these are in the game. Okay. Super armor bosses, right? They ignore your combos. They eat ultimates without flinching, right? And the super armor bosses, it's a very uninteresting way to do gameplay, right? It feels unfair instead of challenging, right? And it's like, that's not how the game should feel. There's other ways to make a boss intimidating. There's other ways to make a boss last longer, not get killed immediately. There's other ways that you can program a CPU. You know what I mean? So that it's not just eating ultimates, like blatantly, like it would in Xenoverse 2, just eating ultimates, right? Ignoring all your combos. It's just stupid. It's like, bro, find another way to make these guys more threatening to me, right? There's other ways to make them more threatening. It's not my job to tell you to find out how and tell you how to make them more threatening. That's the guys at Bandai, you know what I mean? Or at Dimps. That's gonna be their job. The people at Dimps, that's gonna be their job, right? It's not my job. I'm not getting paid 6 figures to figure out how to make a super armor boss more interesting without having so much goddamn super armor on it all the time, right? That super armor shit is like a developer crutch, right? It's like a crutch that the developers use. Okay, you know what? We don't have any real creative idea to make this guy more intimidating or more threatening, right, against the player. So let's just give him a shit ton of super armor. Let's just make him able to eat ultimates. No, that's trash. And it feels really bad in the game. I know some people will argue like, yeah, no, and Dragon Ball is about tanking moves, right? We see Cell, he tanks moves. Broly, he tanks moves. That is true. That is true. Cell does tank moves in the show. Broly does tank moves in the movies, okay? And characters do tank moves throughout Dragon Ball. That's like, Dragon Ball basically popularized tanking attacks in anime. I'm not gonna lie. They damn near popularized that whole concept of tanking attacks in anime. Other people that did it before, but the way that we see Broly and them niggas tank attacks, bro, that's special. Let's be real. That Dragon Ball kind of made that how they did. So, I get it. Tanking attacks are actually a core part of the Dragon Ball franchise. I do get that. But just because something's a core part of something doesn't mean it feels good in a game, right? When I'm playing a game and I can't hit any attack because this nigga has super armor that is so fucking thick it can't be broken through, he's not taking any damage, that doesn't feel like good game design. That doesn't feel like this is intentional and it's just from, no, it feels like a developer crutch that they know feels bad, but they're like, we just don't feel like putting in the time to think of something more interesting, right? So that's unacceptable, right? That's those super armor bosses are unacceptable, and I don't want to see that in Xenoverse 2 at all. Yeah, like bosses could have some level of super armor, right? I'm not saying they should just be like easy to hit all the time, right? If it's someone that makes sense to, then yeah, they could have a lot of super armor. But for most bosses, they shouldn't have that crazy amount of super armor that they had in Xenoverse 2. It was just kind of egregious, all right? I think we can all admit that. The next thing is terrible CPUs. Ally teammates are useless, right? So this really could have went at number 2. That's why I said I don't want to rank these, because this could have been a number 2 issue or a number 1 issue right up there with the RNG mechanics. It could have been, because the terrible CPU allies are so annoying, right? They stand around doing nothing. Like, you will literally be getting comboed. You'll be getting triple teamed by enemies. They'll stand around doing nothing, right? They'll interrupt your combos mid-fight. When they actually do move, when they actually do try to participate, they'll interrupt your combos, instead of assisting you, right? Or instead of catching your back and stopping the enemy's combos. Like, the enemy will be comboing you, they'll stand around doing nothing. They're sitting there. You could be getting comboed by 3 niggas. They'll be sitting there doing nothing. Then the moment you try to do a combo, instead of, like, right, they'll interrupt your combo instead of interrupting the enemy's combo. Bro, where was that energy then? When the enemies were comboing me, interrupt their combo. Don't interrupt mine. You know what I mean? Interrupt the enemy's combo. Program the CPU that it interrupts the enemy's combo when I'm getting attacked. So that's realistic. You know what I mean? Program it like that on some Jujutsu Kaisen type shit. I need that Jujutsu Kaisen CPU, right? Moving crazy out here. I can't have that bullshit. So, yeah. The terrible CPU ally teammates, that's unacceptable, bro. It's unacceptable. They have to be more useful than they were in Xenoverse 2. It was like, you're better off on your own damn there sometimes. Like, they were good at distracting them, but they did almost nothing else. It felt like the CPUs were just as stupid as they were in, like, Battle of Z. If y'all ever played that game, Battle of Z, it came out after the Battle of Gods movie. It was cool. I'm not gonna lie. It was a cool game, but your allies were retarded in that game, though. Like, the game was smooth. It was fine. Like, it was cool. It was cool for what it was worth at the time. I ain't gonna lie. It was actually straight. And I think it's kind of like what Xenoverse would take a lot of inspiration from in certain aspects, right? But the allies, the CPUs in that game were so trash. And Xenoverse 2 CPUs are just as bad as Battle of Z's CPUs. Like, literally, they're that bad. They do nothing at all. You know what I mean? They get destroyed instantly. So that's something that I don't want to see. Okay, I really want to see in Xenoverse 3, we have good allies, we have good enemy CPU, we have good ally CPU, right? It should be a balance there, you know? And yeah, exactly. Like, the enemy CPU shouldn't just be overpowered, and then the ally CPU is just garbage, like they are in Xenoverse 2. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, you guys? Right? And number 5, and this is why I don't want to say this in orders. I know I have been saying this in orders, but that's because that's how my notes look, right? It's not actually ordered. That's just how I wrote it down. Realistically, this could be a number 1 issue too. Or I won't say it's number 1. This could be a number 3 issue for sure. This could be a number 3 issue, right? Super Armor Limit Burst removes all skill-based counterplay, right? It really does. When you look at these Super Armor Limit Bursts, and I'm not even against all Limit Bursts, but specifically the Super Armor ones, they very much destroy the flow of the game. You know what I mean? They destroy the entire flow of combat, right? And they reward players who are trash. That's horrible. This is the Super Armor Limit Burst is the worst kind of Limit Burst, right? When they activate, players are immune to hit stun. They can attack through everything. Your combos just stop working. Like, this is all facts. This is all things that happens, right? You're just immune to hit stun. They can attack you through damn near anything, bro. And your combos just stop working. It removes all punishment, right? How do you punish someone when they can do a Limit Burst? How do I punish someone when they can escape the punishment immediately by just fucking knocking me back like they're doing an explosive wave? Like, bro, Limit Burst is not an evasive move. It shouldn't work like that, right? I know it's meant to basically be a comeback mechanic, but I don't like comeback mechanics in gaming. Remove every cheap comeback mechanic that's in Xenoverse 2, right? Xenoverse 2 was really good when it first dropped. No. When it first dropped, it had a lot of, like, broken moves. Like, it had this shit called go-go gum where you could throw a go-go gum at someone and do this move called, like, Dragon Flash attack, I think it's called. It's basically Omega Shenron's move where he shoots these, like, red, like, lights, like these red lasers or whatever they are, and basically it would literally kill you. It would literally do, like, all your HP at once. When they did the go-go gum, they would do the Dragon Flash attack and it would just eat your entire health bar away, right? That's something that I don't want to see in Xenoverse 2 as well, right? So in Xenoverse 3 as well. So Xenoverse 2 wasn't great when it first launched, but midway through the game, like, not midway to now, but like midway before the Limit Burst, like between when the game first dropped, in the middle of that, and the middle of the time between Limit Burst, so from that time when the game first dropped to when Limit Burst came out, the middle of that time period, right? If you get what I'm saying, from the time period where the game first dropped to the day that Limit Burst came out, the middle of that time period before Limit Burst was like one of the best periods in Xenoverse 2, because a lot of things have been patched. That go-go gum shit that I talked about had already been patched. A lot of shit that was really broken had been patched. I'm pretty sure Aura Slide, they took a long time to patch Aura Slide. I don't know if it was patched by then. Aura Slide took a minute to really get nerfed to the degree it needed to. It had so many frames, Aura Slide, like, it was just crazy. Yeah. So So, well, technically, I think it had so little frames, actually, would be the right way to describe it. It had so little frames that you could just do an aura slide and immediately hit someone. Correct me if the right way to describe that, okay? But yeah, that's another thing so Xenoverse 2 was perfect in the middle part, right? Once they added limit burst and all these other things, it started to get trash. Once they added cheap comeback mechanics, it was trash. It was perfect right then when they were in that middle point where they had nerfed enough things for the game to be better, like nerfed enough broken things, but other things weren't fucked with. You know what I mean? Like, there was no limit burst yet. There was none of these comeback mechanics. Okay, so I don't want to rant about that too long, but basically, no comeback mechanics should be in Xenoverse 3. I do not want to see no cheap-ass comeback mechanics. I don't want to see nothing that rewards losing instead of penalizing mistakes, right? Players gain powerful buffs simply because they were losing the fight. With the limit burst, it makes no sense. You're getting a powerful buff just because you lost the fight, just because you're losing. That doesn't make any sense, bro. You know what I mean? It breaks the fight's momentum, right? They instantly reset the flow of the battle, right? They stop combos. They force both players back to neutral. They do all of these things that are really, really, really aggravating, really annoying. A lot of savior mechanics, a lot of comeback mechanics, a lot of cheese, right? It's kind of like Awakenings in Naruto Storm, in the Ninja Storm franchise, except Awakenings are better in the Ninja Storm franchise. For one, because they're character accurate, right? There's no really cheesy Awakenings. Like, they're actually how the characters go when they're like at their strongest. Okay, so it actually makes sense, the Awakenings in Naruto. And for two, you had to actually work up to the Awakenings in Naruto. You actually had to charge your chakra up or create an opening to where you could get that awakening off. It wasn't just a free thing. You had to get it off. Xenoverse Limit Burst is just free. That shit's just a free mechanic, free comeback mechanic, you guys. Just get them off of you. Oh, bro, that's trash. We should not. Bro, we already had evasives in the game. You don't need anything else to get someone off of you for a combo. Evasives are enough. Okay, manage your stamina properly. You'll have enough stamina for an evasive. If you didn't manage your stamina properly and you don't have enough stamina for an evasive, you deserve to eat this combo. You deserve to get these hands. You feel me? That's the whole point of Xenoverse 2. That's the whole point. I'm supposed to be able to basically punish you once your stamina gets low because you didn't manage your stamina properly and I did. That's one of the biggest. That's basically the whole punishment system of the game. You know, there's other ways to punish people. You can do back hits. There's a lot of other ways to punish people. I don't want to get into all of those ways that you can punish people in Xenoverse 2. There's many ways, but that's one of the most main ways that you punish people. Anyone who played Xenoverse 2 will tell you that the stamina breaking is one of the main ways that you punish people in the game, or when people have low stamina is one of the main ways that you punish people in this game. So Limit Burst taking away that type of punishment or allowing for a get out of jail free card even after your stamina's been lost is foolish. It's like, what was the point of me lowering his stamina and doing all of that work if y'all are still gonna give him a get out of jail free card? And he just gets to do, now he gets a free comeback mechanic. It doesn't cost him anything to use that comeback mechanic, and it costs me everything to make him use his resources like that. But for him to use that comeback mechanic is just free? Yeah, nah, that's bullshit. So Limit Burst, they really shouldn't be in the game at all, but mainly the Super Armor Limit Burst. But yeah, I don't think they should be in the game at all. Like, just don't do that. Like, Limit Bursts were never good in Xenoverse 2. They were never needed in the game. They were always a crutch for trash players. All right? Good players never needed a Limit Burst, bro. No, I'm already bursting off my own fucking spirit, nigga. I don't need no goddamn Limit Burst, bro. I'm already bursting off these hands that I'm dishing out, bro. I don't need your Limit Burst. Like, come on now. That was a mechanic to help to give players a crutch. That was a crutch mechanic, a comeback mechanic for garbage players who don't deserve to come back, right? You have to create comeback mechanics because the player is trash. They don't deserve to come back. That's why they need a comeback mechanic. If you're good and you got like Don Coolio says, if you got that Hall of Fame clutch badge, you know what I mean? You got that Hall of Fame clutch badge, your clutch badge on Hall of Fame on Legend, then you don't need that. You don't need no Limit Burst. You know what I mean? That was for people who didn't have no clutch. You ain't got no clutch badge, bro. You shit on 0, nigga. You ain't got no fucking clutch badge. So that's what those people, that's what that was for. And I really don't want to see that. If someone's trash at the game, just let them be trash. They gotta learn. Too bad. Like, come on. I hate this babified gaming system that they like to push on us these days. Just please don't do that. All right. If you enjoyed this video, like this video, you guys. Link to the Discord will be in the link comment below. It will be in the pinned comment. I want you guys to join the Discord. We talk about anime and gaming on this channel. We're building a community here, you guys. All right. I want you guys to be a part of this. And yeah, we're gonna be discussing, like I said, anime and gaming, right? And that could go as far as anything within anime and gaming. I could talk about anything, not only Dragon Ball or GTA 6, not only those things. Those are what I'm talking about right now because that happens to be what people are really interested in, right? But in the future, I'll be talking about different games, all different types of stuff. But if you want to discuss that stuff with me, join the Discord. I'll see you guys there. It's Wealthy XP here. Tuning out. Be easy, y'all.